Welcome back and thank you. In this episode, I'm going to be going over how I ended up getting the children back. In the last episode, I talked about how I became a father, period. Now I'm going to talk about how I became a single father, how I got the children back, and things of that nature. So please like and subscribe. Press the notification bell for up and coming videos. Please continue to like, watch, and subscribe. Thank you. I was at work. Forgive me. Just doing my thing. As I said, if you've been watching my previous videos, mm-hmm, my kid's mother, these children's mother, had just disappeared. I come home from work one day, my safe is empty, the kids are gone. You get me? So I know something nefarious is happening. So how I reconnected with the children was like, months had gone by, I get a phone call from the authorities, and they're saying that, hey, we have your children here. We found them in an apartment. In a hotel. Somebody had reported that they were being neglected. So I was like, neglected? What the hell is going on? So at that point, I was concerned. I was like, neglected? Who could be neglecting my children? You get me? And so they were like, we also got reports that, you've been beating the children and just some crazy reports like that. And I was like, at that point, I was like, I thought it was a prank call. So I just hung up. And I kept working. And so then the lady called back. Sage, calm down. The lady called back and she said like who she was and where she was calling from and why she was calling. So at this point, I asked her, Sage, calm down. I'm doing your hair. Can I do your hair? At this point, I asked her, like, what's your phone number? And what authority do you represent? So the lady was like, I'm with the child authority, yada, yada, whoever. You get me? So I didn't really know anything about these type of folks. So I took her phone number and called her back to make sure it wasn't a prank call. And lo and behold, when I called her back, it was legit. So given the fact that she had called me, she was a foreigner, she was a foreigner person. So naturally, when you get a call from a foreigner about these things, you don't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? You automatically, your mind automatically goes towards like, all right, it's a prank call. So turn this way, little mama. Turn this way so I could turn this way. Needless to say, prior to this, I really didn't do hair or anything. So I'll tell you guys how I ended up learning how to do hair. I had to reach out to one of my friends who actually started coming over and helping, showing me how to do little girls' hair. So that's a whole nother episode and story right there. So anyway, the lady who called me and told me all this was like, well, blah, la, 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 la. Anyway, at the end of the day, the mother had went on the run with the kids after the authorities kind of like came to the hotel that they were living in looking for them. So the mom now goes on the run. And so they were calling me to see if I was actually a part of the whole caper and whatnot. So after they figured out like I wasn't a part of the whole caper that was going on and whatnot, which they weren't 100% sure. They do a total investigation, a background investigation, all that kind of stuff. Sage, you're going to have to help me do this. Like, they do a whole investigation and whatnot. Now, at this point, I don't have my children. I'm worried like a mug, thinking like, all right, where could my kids be? These people is on the run. Here's my kids eating right. Lord have mercy. I mean, like, a million things go through your head at this point, you know, when you hearing this story. I mean, the last thing I knew, like, yo, this person, my kid's mom done ran off. And of course, she took all the money that was in the safe and she gone. Not knowing that she's in another city with another person and the children as a working girl. Most likely the person that she was with and working for done talked her into, you know, taking the money in the safe, running off with the kids. And so at this point, you know, they're at this point, most likely she's being exploited for, you know, who she is and whatnot, and the money she got and stuff like that. So I get a few calls from the people, the authoritative folks. You get me? They call me. They're all like, you know, we're looking for your kids, and then they do further investigations and whatnot. And so they put a nationwide APB looking for the children and whatnot. So that whole process took a couple of weeks. You get me? So maybe about a month. It took about a month for them after they had told me that, you know, I had been reported to them as an abuser and craziness. It went from that to, like, you know, we looking for the kids, basically. They thought I was involved, and then once they determined that I wasn't really involved, then they were like, all right, once we find your children, sir, we'll reach back to you. I was like, thank God. So like a couple of weeks, months, whatever went by, they finally called me up. And at this point, I'm at Thousand Oaks working. Lean forward. I'm at Thousand Oaks working. And then the guy calls me like around 3 o'clock. He's like, we got your kid. We in LA. We're in Los Angeles. Hurry up, come get your kids. So I head on my way to LA, smashing, doing 100 miles an hour, and I get to the place, and I finally get my hands on my children. Now, at this point, I hadn't seen the kids in about 5-6 months, something like that. But I had, one of the things that helped me was, like, when the situation first occurred, I put out a police report. So I'm gonna suggest to any of you guys that go through this, you know, as soon as your safe is gone and whatnot, to go ahead on and put out that police report. Sage, come on, I thought you was called. To put out that police report. So, your hair is next, Ryder. Go and get some spray and spray your hair so it can start. It's in my bathroom. Okay. Get you some spray so it can start seeking in, and I could do your hair next. What I could suggest to anybody that this happens to is to go ahead and get with the authorities immediately. Even if they like, you know, you can't report a missing person in 24 hours or whatever. Just report it. you know, and then say, all right, well, I'm going to report now, then I'm going to report again in 24 hours, and then I'm going to report again in another 24 hours. I'm going to keep reporting till this situation get corrected. So that's kind of like how I did my thing.
I can spray it.
All right, just leave it right there. I'll spray it in. I'll spray it.
Got ants in my pants. Just kidding.
So, here. Let me spray your hair. What's in your hair, Ryder?
What?
You next, buddy. Go on over there and watch your iPad.
Going over there to watch your iPad.
So, at this point, I get reunited with the kids, you know, through some great detective investigative work and whatnot. Sit over there.
I walk out your house.
And, you know, I'm all elated and I'm very happy and whatnot and those kind of things. So,
Say, what about your feet? My feet. What about it? Let me run.
So I'm gonna finish this hair and then I'll get into a more private place and continue talking about how I ended up getting the children back. Peace and blessings. So at this point, I realize I'm definitely a single father. So the people that the authorities that gave me the children back, you know, they're giving me court dates and things of that nature, you know, all of this stuff that has to happen like that. But I hadn't seen my son in like 6 months. So, you know, I have to make some arrangement with my job. I really just, in short, I just quit my job. I let them know like, yo, I'm not going to be able to come back to work. I got to figure out this thing with my kid right now and that whatnot. On top of that, the people informed me that my child's mother is now pregnant, like 6-7 months pregnant. And then they're like, she says, you're not the father of the children, but we think you are the father of the children. And we're going to want you to take a DNA test. We're going to want you to go to court, you know, all these type of things. So I'm like, Lord have mercy. Not only am I a single father of one, I'm a single father of two. And so the authorities are really good at helping you get assistance because, you know, they line me up with some people that can help me get adjusted to being a single father. And I really appreciate them for doing that. Secondly, they aligned me up with the court dates and whatnot that I had to get ready to go to so that I could start getting adjusted to just being a single father and in this single father life. So it's really not nothing to fear. It's actually something to welcome. And I welcomed it beautifully. And I really like being a father. You know, a single father at that it's a little bit tougher. But trust me, just like there's single mothers out there, there's single fathers out there. It isn't something that I started off on my journey to become. It's something that ended up happening to me. So, again, I just wanted to go over how I became a single father because in my previous episodes, I talked about becoming a father. Stay tuned for more great episodes. Please continue to like and subscribe to our channel. Your donations are greatly appreciated. Thank you to my first 100 subscriber. Thank you. That's the tea.